And I've seen like new casts made off the cast of the original, but like I don't want that. I want the original. But I'm not spending fucking $300 for it.
God.
Not doing that. Not in this economy, anyway.
Oh, pass.
Speaking of, what's up, everybody?
Oh, hey, didn't see you guys there.
Forgot about that.
We finished book club last week.
A half hour later.
Wait, what? Half hour?
Well, when we started.
What happened?
Yeah.
The book club was last week.
It was.
Oh, I never went.
Got a new book club.
I never went home. I never went to work.
The strike is over.
Yeah, it's already ended.
Yeah, it ended today, I guess. I don't know what
Started
point.
last night, ended this morning.
Was it last night?
Yep, midnight last night.
It started Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday night. Well, Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
12 a.m.
Yeah,
Wednesday
right.
morning it started.
So it went like 2 days. A day and a half. But, I mean, honestly, I was looking at this, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I was like, we're going through the same shortage bullshit as we did a couple of years ago. Remember when we were doing that show? It was like one of the first ones when we came back.
Toilet paper.
That was the weird thing, is people were stocking up on toilet paper. Now, what's the problem with that? And maybe you'll know this, since a lot of people won't know this, but maybe you'll know this because you're in shipping. There's a huge problem with people stocking up on toilet paper during a port strike. Toilet paper is not an import. Toilet paper is manufactured in the United States. It has nothing to do with the Port Authority.
Pretty sure it's not made in China.
I'm sure there's some out there you can. And for you people that like that, for whatever reason, that sucks. But toilet paper primarily is made in the States.
Yeah.
So that's shipped by truck and train. There's nothing to do. So, and I don't know how many live streams on TikTok videos on YouTube and TikTok and everywhere else where people are streaming. It's like, look at the crate. And there's fucking lines at Costco's and everything else and Walmart and lines of people with toilet paper and your normal like canned goods and everything like that.
Let me ask you this.
And I'm like, before I found out that the strike had ended, I'm watching news articles, and they're talking, or anchors talking about they had a countdown on like it'll be 2 days and whatever hours before the economy actually feels the strike. And I was like, fuck, that puts it at like Sunday.
My birthday.
It's like next week is going to be hell everywhere.
The end of the American economy happened on my birthday.
What if you imagine? It's like, happy birthday, you fucker. I was like, actually, my first thing was like, fuck, no one's going to get me anything.
Kamala Harris goes on record, Charles, this is your fault.
But I'm not even in power.
You should be. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't want me as president.
I'm going to... Ladies and gentlemen, remember the 5th of November. When you go to vote, write in...
Remember the 5th of November. How did that go?
Let's see if I can remember. Yeah. Remember the 5th of November. The gunpowder treason rot. For I see no reason for the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot.
That's it.
I think it's pretty close to that.
Hold on. Let's find out.
Something along those lines. When you go on November 5th, remember, write in Charles.
Yeah. All right. Remember the 5th of November. Okay, hold on. God damn it.
What? I don't remember any of that in there. I don't remember any of that in there.
Okay, remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot.
Okay, yeah.
I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. But what of the man? That's literally what it shows.
I just watched the movie yesterday, actually.
That's a good movie, though.
It is. Like, I watched...
And he plays... Even though he's got a very unique voice.
Yeah.
Even though you don't see his face in that movie, you know that's
Which
Lord
I
Elrond,
appreciate that.
Agent Smith.
I appreciate that you never see his face in the movie. And especially it really ties together at the end of the movie when you see all of them. And what the fuck mask was that? What character? It was from a historical character.
Yeah.
They mentioned in the movie. I just watched it last night. I can't remember. Well, when you see everyone wearing that, because exactly what he says in the movie, like he is just an idea. So he's faceless. He's a character that plays an idea. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. And when everyone wears it. And then at the end, when everything blows up and they all take their masks off. Like, the movie is fucking fantastic. And every time I watch it, like, I watch it once every 5 or 6 years. Not one of the ones I pop in all the time. But I watch it, and then you can't help but draw parallels between that and what's going on in real life.
Guy Fawkes.
Yes, Guy Fawkes. You can't help but draw parallels between that and what's going on in real life. And, like, every time I watch it every 4, 5, 6 years, I'm like, man, this gets closer and closer and closer to what the fuck's going on right now.
Okay. Guy Fawkes, also known as Guido Fawkes, while fighting for the Spanish, was a member of a group of provincial English Catholics involved in the failed gunpowder plot of 1605.
Right.
He was born and educated in York. His father died when Fawkes was 8 years old, after which his mother married a recusant Catholic. Why that matters is beyond me.
Oh, but
What was the gunpowder plot? What was the gunpowder plot of 1605?
it's like a fictional thing they just fucking made up.
No, it's real.
No,
The gunpowder plot of 1605 in earlier centuries was often called the gunpowder treason plot or the Jesuit treason. Was an unsuccessful attempted regicide against King James I by a group of English Catholics led by Robert Catesby, who considered their actions attempted tyrannicide and who sought regime change in England after decades of religious persecution.
Mm.
The plan was to blow up the House of Lords during the state opening of Parliament on 5th of November 1605, as the prelude to a popular revolt in the Midlands during which King James's 9-year-old daughter, Princess Elizabeth, was to be installed as the new head of state. Catesby is suspected by historians to have embarked on the scheme for hopes of greater religious tolerance, blah, 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 blah. October 26th. An anonymous letter of warning. Oh, yeah, so somebody tipped him off.
Wait. Keep going. October 26th, what?
1605.
Okay.
An anonymous letter of warning was sent to William Parker, 4th Baron Monteagle, a Catholic member of Parliament who immediately showed it to the authorities. During a search of the House of Lords on the evening of 4 November 1605, Fawkes was discovered guarding 36 barrels of gunpowder, enough to reduce the House of Lords to rubble, and arrested. Hearing that the plot had been discovered.
I wonder if that has anything to, maybe it's just complete coincidence. You need to play Helldivers. What day is Liberty Day? In lore in the game. Every now and again, when you're dropping in, it has a little, like, factual things. And I already know what day it is. Just rhetorical question.
What is it?
October 26th. And a lot of people are talking about, oh, what are we going to do for October 26th? I wonder if that has anything to do with that.
Okay.
To tie in with it. That's why you said October 26th.
Liberty Day in Helldivers 2 related to the gunpowder plot.
I mean, I don't think anyone's going to have a definitive answer because the devs aren't going to release anything like that. But they said
Citizens in Helldivers is Liberty Day. Every year on October 26th, we celebrate the anniversary of managed democracy on Super Earth, where they fought from the darkness into the light of freedom.
See, they're very vague about it. They don't really. They already mentioned they're not doing like real world events. You know how like Grand Theft Auto does Christmas and like Brawlhalla, Halloween, all that. They're not doing that. They're going to keep every event in lore in the game. So October 26th, or October 26th would be Liberty Day. But they're reading off the gunpowder treason like plot and everything.
I wonder.
And then the October 26th thing came up about what basically ratting out Guy Fawkes.
Yeah, a letter of warning.
Yeah, a letter of warning.
An anonymous letter of warning.
And I wonder, and this would be interesting. This is just complete theory, I guess, or just kind of like guesstimating. Before the last update in Helldivers, now we're just going way off. Before the last update in Helldivers,
As per the norm.
That's true. There was something called the Chaos Divers. You remember them?
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones who were rebelling against.
Yeah. Rebelling. Wouldn't it be something? And this is also rumored too. There was a rumor of a fourth faction popping up, maybe even before the Illuminate. I don't think so, but there's a fourth faction possibly popping up. Again, this is fan theory of rebel Helldivers. Wouldn't that be something if October 26th they introduce like AI, basically, chaos divers that Helldivers have to fight? So they also call in stratagems against you. They drop in their own pods, and you're fighting Helldivers who are shooting back at you. So it's like automatons with stratagems.
Oh, God, no. The Hulks are already
Now this is going
enough.
This is going way the fuck out there, but just trying to tie things together and trying to just like basically this is just fan theory and fan fiction, but wouldn't that be something? An anonymous letter like, I'm warning you. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's just way off and they're not going to do any of it, but maybe the whole thing's complete coincidence.
Yeah, like the strike. Whole complete coincidence. Because it's funny how during this strike scare, economic collapse scare, everybody rushed out to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars they don't have or have the luxury of wasting. How much you want to bet the economy boosted for a day? Or was the people in the industry call it was stimulated?
I mean, that's the only kind of stimulation it would be, though. I don't think it was anywhere near enough to have any significant.
Maybe enough to say, hey, look, see what we did? We were able to stop this to keep America moving.
I don't think so. I think.
We've joked about crazy shit. It's come true.
It's true, but I bet you. If you're going to say anything like that, I would be more apt to say the reason why it ended as fast as it is because they got pushed from the White House and the Biden-Harris administration to end it. Because if they didn't end it, that would be one more thing that Vance and Trump would be like, listen, you have multiple wars going on. You have just this week, a few days ago, you had Iran bomb the shit out of Israel. And then a day later, Israel retaliated with a huge fucking raid.
Yeah.
And now you're going to have an economic collapse right before the election. Like, you couldn't paint it any worse for this administration. So the fact that it ended, 36 hours, whatever later, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the White House being like, you got to fucking do something. Because there's another thing, too, which I thought was an interesting move. Right up front, Joe was like, we're not getting involved. I'm like, really? Because they could have just forced them to go back to work. I think it's 80 days. 80
yeah,
90
they
days.
do, what's it called, 90.
Yeah, it was an executive order. I can't remember what the fuck one it's called, but it would force them to go back to work, which would carry them through the election cycle anyway. And they weren't doing that, which I was like, why wouldn't you? Like, why would you just... It just would leave so many a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Like, why would you fuck over Kamala's... I mean, maybe Joe doesn't actually like Kamala. And he's like, fuck her.
I think there are even Democrats right now that are having a hard time hiding their disdain for her, especially since now you realize, like, she's not black.
She's not. And Candace Owens is actually... I've watched her show, and I'm like...
So did I.
Really? And she did a whole genealogy on it. Her grandmother, died...
Before she was born.
Before Kamala was fucking born.
The photo that she used in that book that was her with her grandmother.
Yeah.
That was the help.
Yeah, that wasn't her. Well, clearly it wasn't her at all because she wasn't even alive. But I did see that. And I'm like, this is one of those things where you like, everyone laughs like, oh, she's black, she's Indian, she's not, she's blah, blah, blah. And it was like, it's another crazy ass thing Trump says. But then later down the line, it was just one person just like, well, let's look into it.
And the
Novel
right person
idea.
looked into it. Candace Owens.
Yeah, if she looks into it and be like, wait a minute, this doesn't add up. Wait a minute, her grandmother died before she was born? Then who the fuck is in this picture? The maid? Like, wait a fucking minute here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you know what's not talked about? Any of that.
No. You know what is being spun across the web, the media right now? Diddy do it.
Holy shit, dude.
Wait, hold on. I got to ask you one more question. Doesn't this seem like a rinse and repeat cycle? What was going on about 2019, 2020?
Epstein was 2016, 17, wasn't it? When he got
Yes,
Ian
but
brought
what
down. Are you
happened
talking about
around-
his Epsteining himself?
The list and all that fun stuff. When was that?
Yeah, that was about the same time.
Yeah. It's funny how every election cycle now, there's some big mass media thing going on.
I think that I think that is, no, I'm not going to say that the reason why this Diddy thing came out now or whatever, maybe it is, but is because of like the Kamala Harris thing, the grandmother thing, maybe stuff like that happens just to kind of veer attention. I mean, the media does it all the time. It's like,
Well, you know, they're talking about supposedly there being a list of these people that attended Diddy's parties
there is a list.
and
I might
people
have it.
that, you know, there's sex trafficking, drugs, racketeering, there's all kinds of crimes that were supposedly committed. And apparently there's a list of people. The full list hasn't been released.
No.
Because apparently there's important people on this list that attended these Diddy parties
Oh, there is a lot.
that illegal and illicit activities took place.
Yeah.
So once again, another list with high-profile names getting dangled in front of the fucking media to try to draw them away from. Oh, by the way, you hear about what was it? The $50 billion, $14 billion, something like that. That was recently just sent out. Oh yeah, you didn't hear about that? $8 billion more were sent to Ukraine.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Well, stay on like one topic at a time here.
Oh no, I'm throwing all these topics out because you're not hearing shit about them unless you dig in. Because all you're hearing about right
unless
now
your
is
algorithm.
Diddy.
But that just staying on the Diddy thing, that is so much fun. And 120 new let's say victims. What's the word I'm looking for? Let's say victims, for lack of a better term, have come out. New allegations. There we go. 120 new ones. New people. Not the ones that have already been there. New people. And the list of what he's going to be charged with, or evidently going to be charged with, is things from prostitution to sex with a minor. And they've only gone through 20 or 25 of that 120. And they're talking about over 3,000 that they're investigating. 120 that they've already gotten. Be like, we have something that we think we can actually get a case out of with these. But that's not including the other 3,000 whatever. It was like 3,200 and something. So there's like another 3,000.
Diddy did most of the fucking D-level rappers, apparently. Way to go, Diddy.
But yeah, with like Akon, this is just some. I'm like, this is Diddy party guest list. So again, this is like the Epstein flight logs. Like some of them might have nothing to do with it and whatever, but the names are there. Akon, Alicia Keys, A-Rod, A$AP Rocky, Ashton Kutcher, Bad Bunny, Ben Stiller, Beyonce, Biggie, Big Sean, Bill Cosby. Surprise there. Really though.
Now we know where
No,
Diddy
it's
learned
one that I actually like before, like his stardom and everything. I really didn't give two fucks about, but now looking back, I'm like, man, I feel bad for this fucking guy, Justin Bieber. Like, this is another. Now it wasn't Nickelodeon, but the story behind Bieber and Diddy is parallel with the Nickelodeon, especially Drake.
Drake Bell.
Yeah. With the Drake thing and Nickelodeon, the fucking what's his face from Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It's like parallel with Diddy.
What was his name? Snyder. Ron Snyder or something like that.
Yeah. Dre, Dwayne Johnson, Dwayne Wade, Ellen DeGeneres, Eminem, Fabulous, Ice Spice, Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton fucking partied up with...
And guess what? Did he be the next assistant that somehow died from a self-inflicted gun wound while tied to a tree with the weapon 20 yards away? 20 feet away.
Jeffrey Epstein. They were trading. All right, here's the difference between Epstein and Diddy, okay? Epstein...
One was black, one was white?
That's true.
I went.
So there's a few differences. Jeffrey Epstein, his clients were primarily politicians, people in law and litigation that were the movers and shakers of the country, the world, really. Diddy is in Hollywood. Jeffrey Epstein was the one that had all the videos and all his, like, whatever recordings he had. Diddy, you could tell Diddy was a rookie. Jeffrey Epstein dealt with powerful people. He was friends with Bill Clinton. Like, not everybody's just friends with fucking former presidents and shit. Diddy was fucking with Hollywood. So everybody's filming shit. Everyone's posting it. And I mean, obviously, how many fucking videos have you seen of Diddy? How many videos do you see of Jeffrey Epstein's parties? You didn't see shit. Why? Because he kept everything under tight lock and key. Because, like, I have this. Diddy's like, we partying it up. No, what's the thing that, was it, the fuck's the basketball player's name?
LeBron James.
He said about, like, no, there ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Yeah, have you seen, apparently his publicist went on record to say LeBron wants no involvement. He's not commenting, nothing.
Too fucking bad. He's already involved. He's already way involved.
Funny for someone who...
He was balls deep.
Apparently, he was doing something. Because you'd think if something like that happened, first words out of my mouth were, let's say I didn't know anything was going on. Look, I don't condone this behavior. I went to the parties, yes, but I never took part in anything. Or it was, you know what? Holy shit. I had a feeling. I want to denounce this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Say something if you've done nothing wrong.
And a lot of these people are just quiet. They're like, maybe this shit will just blow over. Taylor Swift. And here's one right after Taylor Swift. T.D. Jakes. You know who that is? Mm-hmm. Okay. And that one stuck out to me because about a year and a half ago, there was a controversy with T.D. Jakes. Now, I would listen to T.D. Jakes for a long time. Yeah. It's like, his sermons are fucking good. There was controversy with T.D. Jakes about, I don't know if it's an affair or something like that. Just someone with some girl, and he was very much like, it's a lie. And I'm like, oh, Jakes, really? Well, let's see what happens. And it just kind of went under the radar and by the wayside. Over. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. Nothing came of it. Like, I didn't hear anything after. So I was like, maybe it's just how many, people fucking make false allegations. So I was like, okay. And then this Diddy thing happened. And then one of the the Diddy party guest list got released. And I was scanning through it. It was like, typical names I saw on like the Epstein list and some things. And then I see T.D. Jakes. I'm like, and then I automatically think of that allegation. I'm like, I was like, this is another super pastor or the pastor of these super churches.
Just when I thought I was in the clear, Diddy had to go and fuck shit up.
Yeah, I'm like, so maybe he's not innocent. So now I'm keeping an eye on that. Speaking of keeping an eye on that, his ties with the Biggie and Tupac murders.
Yeah.
And how he probably had something to do with both of them. Both of them. And again, this is like, who knows? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, Suge Knight is still in jail.
Yeah.
But he openly admitted his involvement, so he deserves it.
But like the whole thing, like Tupac gets murdered. What was the reason Tupac got murdered? Like I remember Biggie specifically, but I can't.
Biggie was retaliation.
No, Biggie, yeah, because Biggie was planning on leaving because his deals were bullshit under Bad Boy Records, and Biggie was like,
yeah, like he made no money,
and so he's like, Biggie, whatever the fuck their fucking names are, stupid fucking names.
Biggie and Tupac.
No, Sean Combs. I'm just fucking done calling him stupid fucking name. Yeah, Combs is like, you have 5 more deals to do with me, or 5 more records to do with me. He just like changed his fucking deal or something like that, just on the fly. I guess he had the power to do it and whatever. So he's like, oh, you got to do 5 more records. So Biggie was like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to write bullshit and just put it out. And he was putting hints, I guess, or something like that. Maybe I'm misremembering this, but putting hints about like him just fucking, I'm done with this. I'm going out the West Coast in his records. And Combs got word of it and then put a hit out on him. This is really watered down, but so there's that. And then added on with everything else. But again, with the Sean Combs, like I said, there's so much evidence out there that's just damning for Sean Combs. The fact that they didn't even give him like the chance to get out with bail. Like he was like, no, you fucked up. And I was like, oh, what do they got? And then just more and more and more come out. And then, like I said, today I just heard the 120 new allegations that came out, like new people filing against him. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna get crazy. It's like this whole thing's fucking wild. And then what the fuck else were you talking about? I don't even remember.
Talking about the list.
Yeah, the list. Oh, the money being sent over with the fucking hurricane too.
Oh yeah.
So our wonderful presidential administration is sending, what was it, $750 per person per victim of the hurricane down in the Carolinas.
Yep. And
they said we can't send more because our finances are run out. But was it yesterday or the day before? We send another $8 billion over to Ukraine.
Something hundreds of millions to Taiwan. What was it?
Hold on, I think I actually have it. I saw the $8 billion to Ukraine. I'm like, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
Of course we are.
We could send $8 billion to a fucking country we have no business being involved with, but we can't send fucking more than $750 to the people that we're supposed to be taking care of.
It's fucking wild. The whole thing's wild. Let's see. I think this is it right here. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Feds say there's no more money left to respond to hurricanes after FEMA used $640.9 million this year on migrants. So far this year, the United States has given $24.4 billion to Ukraine, $11.3 billion to Israel, $1.95 billion to Ethiopia, $1.6 billion to Jordan, $1.4 billion to Egypt, $1.1 billion to Afghanistan, $1.1 to Somalia, $1 billion to Yemen, $987 million to the Congo, $896 million to Syria, $9,000 per illegal immigrant that has entered the U.S. And the Americans down after Hurricane, was that Helene, got $750 per person from FEMA. Thanks, FEMA. Which is fucking bizarre. Yeah, and another $8 billion this week to Ukraine. It's just no different than, this is a repeat. This is a rinse and repeat from Hawaii a year ago.
Yep.
Or a little over a year ago. When Maui burned down.
Maui, yeah, wait, what?
Maui.
Mali?
Maui,
that's what I thought you
yeah.
said. Yeah.
When Maui burned down.
Oh,
and we sent them $700 a person. And they wanted them to just relocate and come over to California. And at the same time, we sent money to Ukraine. It's such a slap in the face.
It's not even a slap in the face anymore. It's just straight up.
They're just pissing on their foot. Help me! Oh.
It's not even a slap in the face. They're kicking us while we're down and then pissing in our faces.
And you know what kind of piss it is? It's the kind of piss that you piss after like 2 days and drinking only coffee, no water.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's the kind of piss. The piss that leaves a stain after it sits and dries, but the residue's still there. You know, when you go into a truck stop bathroom and you're like, and you open a stall and there it is. The dry glistening of old piss from 3 days ago. That's the kind of piss that they're pissing on us with. Yeah, well, that's the kind of piss that we're getting pissed on. It's a.
I got you a place right here. Find a happy place.
Yeah. And then they're supposed to. There's a video I saw this morning. They're supposed to be sending down aid, right? The government is supposed to be sending aid, like trucks and all this stuff.
Yeah.
There's a guy that works. He's a first responder down there. He's working there. He said, the government think they're sending trucks and boats and things like that down to help. He goes, we don't need that. Like, we need helicopters because they're trying to get to the people in the mountains that are completely fucking cut off. It's like, we need helicopters now. They goes, he was talking about, he was in a helicopter with a friend of his and a pedestrian's helicopter, a privately owned helicopter, and they were going around, and they found, I don't know if it was a lady and a kid or something like that. They found them and rescued them, and the footage got sold or whatever. They got to CNN or fucking MSN, one of these news outlets, and they were saying, "Oh, look at the federal government. They're going in there and helping." It's like, no, they're not. The guy was actually, that was me, my buddy, and this guy that would like let us borrow his shit basically because the government's not sending what we need. So they're not sending money. They're not sending the right supplies.
They're past pissing on our faces. They're shitting on our chests.
They're they're Amber Herding our fucking beds.
I don't
wonder what that broad's doing.
Probably another herd turd.
But that's what's going on. They're worried about, they're fact checking like JD Vance and shit like that. And worried about shit like that instead of like, we got a fucking hurricane that's fucking took out like a whole state. But fuck that JD Vance guy.
Oh, and well, I got one more funny thing. It's funny. Now that you made me think about it. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I'll send you a TikTok. You need to watch it before you move forward.
All right. Ooh, exciting. A new video.
Which one was it? Yep. Oh, well, there's that one.
What?
Hold on. Let me see if I can find the other one.
All right. Did you send it?
Hold on. I'll send you this one right now. This one's a good one.
Oh, wait. Okay. Well, these are photos. So we're gonna see what photos he sent me.
I really don't want to make. Maybe I can help. Jordan Sidham piled food and water into his helicopter Saturday and headed up toward Banner Elk, the only way through a mountain gap in Lake Moore. This is
North Carolina. Helicopter guy.
she would have to fly to.
All right. Well, here's the first one. So let's see.
It's horrible.
Oh,
36
guess what's not available?
Is one of those videos?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a video explaining how where the flood occurred, lithium refining areas or lithium mining areas. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, but I don't like.
So the government can't just walk in and tell you, you could have a lithium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could have a lithium ore under your house right now.
Right.
Government can't come in and say, yo, we want it, move. But if a tornado or, let's say, a gas leak in your house caught fire
Or a
and you
hurricane.
lost everything, or a hurricane came in and wiped out half the state, hey, look, we'll give you what it's worth.
Well, now
Pennies
you're
on the dollar.
Now you're going into like the HARP conspiracy theory thing, like the weather controlling.
Which, you mean like
Which
they were doing
they-
with the dry ice?
Cloud seeding with like silver iodine, all that kind of stuff. Which, again, yeah, that is a thing. I don't know if it's a thing.
Oh, sorry. This video is going to be struck for misinformation.
Fucking probably. I don't know. It depends on what it is. So it's usually the dumb fucking misinformation, air
You want
quotes.
to fucking strike this video for misinformation? I have a small penis. There, go ahead. Misinformation.
We're still up.
All right. About time they let us tell the facts.
All right. So this is a video you sent me anyway.
Oh, shit.
So 36 days until election day.
Sorry, Aunt Judy.
Who? Anyway.
She watches every one of our podcasts.
Hi, Aunt Judy.
Are you proud of me now? Sorry.
No misinformation here. USPS has suspended service.
Yep, to the counties.
Many zip codes due to the storm. Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, all solid red states. Very concerning. But I mean,
Mail-in ballots.
It's true, but I mean, what states got hit with the storm? So, and if you saw any videos and stuff of, I don't know, I think it was North Carolina, like, there's places that got fucking rocked. Like, there was one where all bridges got taken out to the entire area. They're like, oh, we're like, 15 or 12 miles away from anyone. Like,
yeah.
Don't know how they're getting here. I was just like, well, that's concerning.
Yeah.
Oh,
very concerning.
I sent this to you. I don't know what. That's the thing. Okay, I already read that. Oh, and I actually sent you all these. Oh, did you? Okay, so outside of like the regular political bullshit that we look at and go, like, oh my god, there's a few things that were like on the science side of things that were like, what the? At least when I was watching them and reading them or listening to what I was like, what the fuck? One, this is on the lower level. Just kind of build up, keep building here. Did you watch it? The sheep? Oh no? Okay. It's in your mail.
Which one?
I sent it at 6 o'clock this morning.
Oh, hold on.
He doesn't even read anything of mine.
No, I do. And
his phone laughed at me.
I gotta rewatch it to find out which one. So today at 6:02 p.m., 6:22 a.m.
No, not 6:22. The one before that. 6:10. Yeah, that one.
That one, okay.
81-year-old man in Montana who's been charged with federal felony wildlife crimes for cloning a giant foreign sheep here in the U.S. for hunting purposes. Let me try to explain this. So, this 81-year-old man, his name is Arthur Schubarth. He imported sperm, tissue, and testicles from a Marco Polo sheep, the largest in the world, and then successfully took that material and made a full living sheep out of it. Then he crossbred that sheep with a Rocky Mountain Bighorn sheep and created a hybrid sheep that he called the Montana Mountain King. And the plan was to sell those, which he actually did, to people who wanted to stock preserves exclusively for hunting. The authorities were not fans of this move, and they've given him a 6-month sentence. The judge said this is to deter anyone from, quote, changing the genetic makeup of the creatures on this earth. An 81-year-old man in Montana who's...
The thing I was most fascinated with that was, wait a minute. So now we just have random fucking people cloning shit? Like cloning...
Didn't they just create the dodo bird again?
Yeah, but cloning's illegal in the States. All forms. Like, after Dolly the sheep and some fucking rats and stuff, they're like, all right, we're not going to do that. Like, you can... Probably China and shit like that you can still do. But the States... So, not only was he cloning in the States, which is like, okay, don't do that. But the fact it was just an old civilian guy...
So
just
we can do this.
Okay. Wait a minute. If we're going to do that, we're going to cross like a fucking beaver with a praying mantis or some shit like that.
Beaver with a wasp. Let's crossbreed. Breed that shit.
Yeah. A weaver.
A weaver of death.
Like in our heads.
Or a waiver.
Yeah. Sign this, please. In our heads, it looks so awesome, but then you get it. It's like, kill me.
Oh my god, it talks. This is going to make it awkward.
Cool. But
Didn't think I'd have to kill anything that had sentience.
oh god, it knows itself. But I was like, oh fuck, what are we doing here? So, yeah. Then there was the second moon. Like the second moon, air quotes, passing Earth. Did you hear about that?
No.
That's actually right now. I think in Europe right now, if you have like a high-powered telescope, you can see it. It's a comet, an asteroid that's passing Earth right now. The closest, I think, ever.
Yes.
Well, in the last in recorded history.
I saw a TikTok and they said this had struck Earth. It's a world ender.
It is. Here's the thing, though. It passes, I think it's every 7 years. So
It's getting closer.
it passes now. Yeah, there's one that's get this straight. Or no, it's supposed to pass again in 2029. I think that's the one. Maybe I'm mixing two fucking comments up here. When it passes, it's going to be so close to Earth, it's going to be actually below our satellites that fly. It's like, I think the satellites are like 23 or 25,000 miles, and this is going to be like 19,000 miles or some shit like that. Neil deGrasse Tyson explains it. There's this window where it passes, where basically he calls it like this red window. You know, if it goes through this window, like, it'd be fine. But if it veers outside of it, the gravitational force of the Earth would be just so to where it would pull the orbit out just enough so when it passes in 2036, it would hit Earth. It's about the length of 4 football fields. So it would be it would obviously, it's not as big as like the one that ended the dinosaurs, but it would be catastrophic. Like, it would be a world, at least world as we know it, ender. So if it veers at all, we got 12 years to figure it out. So that one is like alone, like, so the whole vice president thing was going on, and my boss at work, sometimes we chat about this stuff, and he's like, oh, you hear about this with Vance? And I go, honestly, Jeff, I haven't paid any fucking attention to politics, because there's a few stories that I'm like, there's certain things that pop up, at least on my radar, where I'm like, all politics end. I'm like, wait a fucking minute. What? That was one of them. Like, at that point, like, I don't give a shit who's in power. In 12 years, it's not going to fucking matter anyway if this goes wrong.
Let's get Bruce Willis. Let's get a fucking Ben Affleck team going. Let's go drill that shit.
So that's that one, which, you know, spells bad news for us. There's another one, what the fuck's a satellite? The
Odyssey.
Not the Odyssey.
No. I know what you're talking about, where it sent a message back. Or
it's been sending them, yeah.
No, like, it picked up a pattern signal, which is impossible in space.
Not impossible, very improbable, but yeah, it's...
Got our corporate sponsor. How fucking awesome would that be if they actually did sponsor us one day?
Mountain Dew.
You better start drinking Mountain Dew flavored coffee. Mountain Dew flavored
That
creamer.
sounds fucking gross.
Mountain Dew flavored lube. Why is my lube carbonated?
No. Alright. What the fuck one is it? I'm looking for the one. That's from a while ago. It's not what I'm looking for. James Webb Telescope. It just popped in my head. That one, it's been flying out in space. It's like beyond. It's reached a point in space, which is, I guess, fascinated scientists, where our sun no longer has any influence on it. Like, it's way beyond that belt.
The void or something. No, not the void.
No.
What's it called?
I don't know, but so it's beyond.
I saw that one.
Yeah, and it's in low power because it's just kind of going and going and going, and it's been sending signals back. But yes, it picked up a pattern of signals, a consistent pattern of signals. But what was most fascinating to me is that the signals were aimed directly at the satellite.
Yes.
Directly at it. I'm like, wait a fucking minute.
That's what I meant. It's not that it was impossible for there to be patterns.
The fact that it was aimed directly at it. So I'm like, well, that's nice. But that goes in with our fucking, was it a couple weeks ago that they evidently I don't remember what fucking planet it was. They found city lights or some shit like that, like lights in the pattern of cities on a distant planet. So they've been paying attention to that. I'm like, well, I mean, possibly, maybe it's just volcanoes that are lined up and, you know, but there's that. The biggest one, though, that I heard, and evidently they're talking about it in Congress now. Again, this is one where, like, okay, they are watching. Let me see if I can find an article on this. Oh boy.
All I can think about is Twilight Zone, How to Serve Man. It's a cookbook. It's a cookbook.
I love the Twilight Zone.
This is a good show.
All right, so this is what is it? Oh yeah, James Webb Telescope detection. They saw this large thing. See if it shows exactly where it was, or says exactly where it was. Evidently, there's this large object that they were watching with a bunch of small objects around it, like a comet, and they're all fucking, all the bullshit that follows it, trails it. Mm. So they're watching this, and then it course corrects. Like this large object course corrects and starts heading toward Earth. So, last I knew, comets don't do that. But they're watching the projection, and they're saying, well, at the speed it's going, they're estimating about 10 years. I was like, well, that's good. It'd be 2 years before the fucking comet hits, so at least we can be like, okay, so how do you want to go out? With asteroids or fucking aliens?
All I can think of is Paul kicks the door open. It's probing time!
Yeah. You'd probably like the game, Destroy All Humans.
Oh, hell yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah, I got the remaster one.
So do I. Come on, dude. We both played that game. Shut up.
So, yeah, that was the one I'm like, wait a minute. So you tell me this fucking asteroid course correct with all its little asteroid buddies?
I must have missed the left turn at Albuquerque.
So
you old fuckers will get that one.
Raises an interesting question, though. Okay, let's say we know there's UFOs or UAPs or whatever the fuck they call them now. It's not even UAPs anymore because stuff goes underwater. So it's like, well, it's not even unidentified aerial phenomenon. Now it's shit that goes in the water.
Something high intensity traveling.
I don't know, but so we know.
No, it's really called shit. That's what shit stands for.
Yeah,
something of high interest traveling.
That's what it is. So we know they exist. Shit exists. Okay. If there is extraterrestrials and they are heading here, would the government, and they already said there's UFOs, there's 3 different scenarios here of what the government's doing. Are they letting us know to distract us from shit that's going on now and be like, okay, well, why don't we just use this distraction? So whatever's going on in the political landscape and social economic landscape, we're just going to distract them from that. Are they doing that, and what we see is just what it is? Are they telling the truth, and what we see is just what it actually is? Or are they letting this stuff like out there now, like, oh, UFOs exist, to prepare us for eventual contact? So there wouldn't be, because if they didn't say this, if they kept on the decades prior where they're like, UFOs don't exist, they're not a real thing, and they kept doing that, and then something arrives, there would be mass fucking panic and hysteria.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they know that. And you watch the pandemic, if it's anything like that, that was just minor.
I wonder if everything going on hasn't been part of the government's plan. Gender dysphoria, mass hysteria, mass delusion, a woman who says she's black isn't black. What if the government's trying to get us prepared for a gender-neutral universe?
The Greys?
The Greys. Fucker, you stole my line.
That's that's a theory that's been out there for quite some time. That's like, are the Greys an alien race? Are they time travelers and they're just us from the distant future where we just get rid of gender, get rid of like body types and everything, which our minds,
like boobs.
Our minds evolve at such a pace where our heads are fucking huge and our bodies are just small, frail things.
Man, I don't want to be part of that future. I like boobs.
You want to be part of Futurama future.
Hell yeah.
But like that's
Sex with a lobster-like creature.
It's an interesting question. It's like, well, is it? I don't know.
And we'll have to find out next time.
So, if you want to read
The Holy Quest for the Holy Grail.
the Grail Diary, it's a good read.
Of
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Henry Jones Sr.
Henry Jones Sr. and then Henry Jones Jr. used it to find the Holy Grail. It's
And
the Cup of
save-
Christ right here. Speaking of the Cup of... Like, here's one thing that's happened. Going down, like, the rabbit hole doing those books. I've been listening to a lot of different... And we covered this a few years ago. Covered it. It was really loosely covered it. I've been going down the rabbit hole of different, like, ancient texts and everything, like the Giga Codex.
Oh, yeah.
The Key of Solomon or Lesser Key of Solomon, and the Great Grimoire.
Yep.
And like the Book of Enoch, and a whole bunch of different books.
You mean the part of the Bible that doesn't exist?
Well, it did until 700 AD. It was in there, and then in 700 AD it got taken out, and then that took me down also.
Now it's locked in the Vatican.
Maybe.
They have it.
Here's the thing with the Vatican is
Catacombs?
now the Vatican is open to the public now, and they're also digitizing everything in the Vatican. They're cherry picking it.
Yeah.
Right now, they're doing it at a very accelerated rate, and I think they're just taking everything right now that they find most interesting. But you have to wonder. It's like I'd be shocked if they aren't keeping things out of public eye, because what if there is something in there that says, well, Christ was just a man, or
Christ was an alien.
There is evidently in the Vatican there are, like in the Book of Enoch specifically, there's contextual or there's context that is documented cases of the fourth, like a close or an encounter of the fourth kind of abduction. Like it's in the Book of Enoch. They talk about it. The Book of Enoch also talks about giants, the Nephilim.
You mean the nasal spray?
EpiPen.
EpiPen. That's for allergies.
Yes, but
Allergic
it talks about stuff like that.
Yeah.
And but again with the Vatican, they get going down that rabbit hole. So I was actually listening to more on the Book of Enoch today, which actually they was talking about the Dead Sea Scrolls with all that, and in the Dead Sea Scrolls they have the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch was in that. You know how they found the Dead Sea Scrolls? It was a kid that was chasing a sheep, and the sheep went into a cave, and the kid was trying to get the sheep out, and he chucked a rock in to try to scare him out, and he hit a clay pot, and it broke. And that's how they found the Dead Sea Scrolls. Like, wait a minute.
Divine intervention.
It was Western, I think it's the Western banks of the Dead Sea, the caves in there. Yeah. So it was like, of all things. But that's where, again, the Book of Enoch was found. And they said, like, all the pages and everything were identical to the Ethiopian Bible. And that's how they, like, compare it. It's like, well, this is like the whole text is here. But then they find that book, and they're like, well. But again, the Vatican saw it as
a threat.
Yeah. It's like hypocrisy or heretic. There you go. Just reading it, it's like, well, you're a heretic if you read this.
Heresy, yeah.
If you believe this.
Blasphemy. Blasphemers.
Yeah.
We're all going to hell. We're all sinners.
Yeah. So, again,
don't worry. If you go to hell, we'll bring you back.
Don't get involved with the occult, because you go fucking down this path and you just it's a rabbit hole that's just like a fucking bottomless pit.
It's like a rabbit hole if this hole was Satan's butt hole. Every ripple, every hemorrhoid, every fissure,
every gerbil.
Lemmy winks.
So those are good reads. Happy birthday, you fucker bot.
I can't believe I remember that fucking gerbil's name from South Park. Thank you for the happy birthday, buddy.
That was an adventure.
Lemmy Wings, yep.
Yeah.
With Mr. Slave.
They have like a whole theme song and everything they play every time they show them.
Yeah.
Weird. We live in a weird world.
No, we grew up in the right end of a generation. of an era. We grew up in the right era, end of an era.
Here's a question, and I thought about this with the Attitude Era specifically in wrestling. Would you bring it back?
The nostalgic part of me says yes.
Mm.
The sensible part of me, with everything going on, says no, because they're gonna ruin it.
Yeah.
People are gonna fight it so bad. The nostalgic part of me would love for it to come back, uninterrupted, unfiltered, unchanged, unaltered, unbridled. Let it go. Let it be what it was. Let it become what made the last of our era enjoyable. But with people that are literally going on to like these social media mega platformers, you want to call them, like Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh. When you got these fucking people going on these, what's the one black guy's name? He's a older black guy, bald, sits there and talks about. If I see a video of him, I'll send him to you again. I can't think of his fucking name. He's like, "Why do you have anxiety?" He goes, "So you suffer from anxiety." I have anxiety. What caused you anxiety? Oh, a bunch of things. Give me one example.
Things that people don't agree with me?
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
That guy. It's like when people don't agree with me, it's like, or when they don't see the way...
So you're a beta male.
You're a beta male.
Yeah, I'm not beta, you are. Like, no, you're a beta male.
You got those people that would literally like rally the troops.
I don't even... Like, I thought about this with the Attitude Era, but it really expands onto everything else. Like, today and back then. I don't think I would bring it back. Nostalgic would be, like, the same answer. It would be like, yeah, that would be awesome to have back. I think everything would be copied. Because I think that was the last time, like the late 90s into the early 2000s, the last time we had originality and something was like breaking ground. It was new, it was fresh. Now it would be carbon copied. Yeah. And that's a big problem now with everything going on. It's either something shoehorned in or it's carbon copied. And it's like it's an empty shell. To tie it all back, the remake of Friday the 13th, the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake of however many Hellraisers or whatever, it's just not there. Every now and again you get something good. Rise of Evil Dead remake.
Evil Dead Rise, yep.
But it's just...
But that's why I specifically said it the way I said it. Nostalgic part of me, yes, but let it come back what it was, what it needed to be. Unbridled, unaltered. Just let it be, let it come back to original of what it was.
I wouldn't want it to be... I don't even want the era. I just want... Let artists do their thing.
Yeah.
Like whatever it is.
Let them be creative.
Yeah. Well, if you don't want to watch it, don't fucking watch it. If you're offended by everything, then live in a box. I don't know. Like everyone's different. We all have different ideas. Obviously, if some people watch this, probably go, "Fuck you, you're wrong," and other people are like, "No, they're right." And in between, I don't know.
Both of them, we say, either way.
It doesn't matter because in 12 years we're all gonna be fucking dead anyway from an asteroid. So fuck you.
And either way, we're jizzing in socks.
That's right.
You missed that conversation.
But yeah, I don't. It's just it can't whatever. It's just it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah. Matt
Walsh. You brought Matt Walsh up. The last thing I'm going to talk about. Have you seen even clips of "Am I Racist"?
Oh yeah,
dude, it's fucking.
He's like wearing a hat and stuff, going to these places. Yeah. Like you're barred from the ground. Like, so let's come back tomorrow. No, you're not allowed back here ever. Well, why? People just don't like you here.
Yeah, you make people uncomfortable.
What?
It's playing right now, like Regal. And I was like, man, I want to get it. And I was looking. It's not going to be. You can't stream it until like November 22nd or something.
Yeah.
Fuck me, man. That's like 2 months away. But I was like. I might go see that because I've seen clips and it fucking looks hilarious. It looks more funny than "Am I a Woman?" Like the last one he did a couple years ago.
Who put out Fahrenheit 9/11?
Michael Moore.
Yeah, he's the Michael Moore of the right.
Yeah, he
Michael
really
Moore
is.
Was definitely the left of the left.
Yeah. Now Michael Moore's though, like he went real left, but he every now and again he says things like. Actually, there's a video of a Never Trumper that they brought on, I think, MSN. and he was talking there, and they ask him. Sorry, last thing, I swear, last fucking thing. It's been like 2.5 weeks, so
Yes, it has.
yeah, they brought a Never Trump.
2.5 weeks since the last time I came.
And
Here, that is.
that has two meanings.
Wait a minute.
What the hell's that from? I think that was. Is that Family Guy?
I don't know.
It's one of those fucking cartoons.
Now I want to watch Family Guy.
I think it's Family. You know what's hilarious? It's actually a book I'm going to do too. The book from it is Gravity Falls.
Oh, the cartoon.
That's fucking.
That was a good show.
It's fucking funny. I have all the pages, most of them.
Oh my god.
Of the book of SciFi. I just happened to get it when I was going through doing those, and I started watching Gravity Falls. I'm like, this is fucking great, and I have all the. I'm like, I'm gonna do that book too.
That's awesome.
Nope, not this one. Where is it? Where is it? Come on, take me to it. All right. There he is. Never Trumper.
He invited a never Trump voter on air to bash Donald Trump, and they were all shocked when instead of doing that, he said this.
No for you after that. Why was it important for you to say no more Trump because of his January 6th conduct, and do you stand by that? No, I don't stand by it, and I'll tell you why. I've now lived 4 years under the Biden-Harris policies, and I have to say that those policies are not only becoming an existential threat to our country's way of life, but to our allies as well. So when you, and it has to. This is no, so no, Ambassador, no. This is, I'll let you finish. But no, this is so striking. You said it was a no for me after that. I did. And here we are right now. I did. And you're saying it's a yes for you. It is a yes for me. It is an absolute yes for me. That is how badly the Biden-Harris team have prosecuted their job. But the whole point you seem to be making was that January 6th and that kind of attack on democracy is bigger than any policy. I am seeing so many attacks on democracy that eclipse January 6th. So I want to ask Sarah, if here we all are, what those are.
I think his face says it all. As always, I want to hear what you think about.
Yeah.
Never a Trumper now. Never Trumper now. For Trump.
I've seen a lot of people that had that sentiment do just that. And be like, I was fuck Donald Trump 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, whatever. And now they're like,
Was he really that bad?
And
guy?
you know, the left has a retort. They're like, yeah, well, George Bush and Dick Cheney, they're Republicans and they endorse Kamala. It's like, come on. Like, you might be extremely left, and that's fine if you are, but just for 30 fucking seconds, let's step outside of that little culty box and look at that picture. Dick Cheney. Like,
I think, if anything, the Republicans. Now, I'm a centrist, but I'm going to go on record here and go out on a limb and say I'm thinking the Republicans, the Reds, the Rights, whatever you want to call them, I think they're probably going, kind of did us a favor by endorsing her.
seriously, because
not
fuck
Trump.
Because fuck Dick Cheney.
Yeah. And Bush, let's be honest.
Like Halliburton, come on. He's on the.
They're like the kids on the fucking court, like, yeah, we'll pick him and you can have those three. But it'll be uneven teams. We'll be fine. You have those three.
Yes, uneven, right? Yeah, so you can keep Dick Cheney, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone on the right wants Dick Cheney. He's like the kid that has one leg.
Man crutches. And an eye patch. And it's time to play
He
dodgeball.
doesn't have a head.
I'll go with you guys.
That's whatever. Bye. like my new book, the big one. It's gonna be even bigger than that one.
Oh, let me see it. Crusaders. Crusade.
Okay.
Can I open it? No, you can't do it. I gotta do it. It's like, though, you haven't opened it yet, have you?
No, I have.
Oh, okay. Well, I gotta do it like it's the movie. I'm not gonna do that.
Great googly moogly.
It was worth it, though.
It comes with a shit ton. Now, it's $30. It was like 27 something on Amazon. It comes with a shit ton of inserts and stuff, like a whole bunch of ones that weren't in the movie and whatnot. But I was like, it's pretty fucking, like, for the price and what it is.
Lighter than I thought it would be.
Well, yeah, it's just a small leather notebook. I think I'm gonna weather it though, like take light, like 500 grit sandpaper.
Yeah. Okay.
And weather the leather on it, the corners, and that kind of
Let's see
stuff. There's a bunch of inserts that weren't in the movie. I think it's just kind of bonus things they throw in with it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's cool.
What's this?
I just, who knows, random things. But I still haven't gone, just because I've been busy, I haven't gone through all the pages and everything. I've flipped through it. Just like look for pages that I recognize from the movie.
Yeah. Alright, I'll look at this.
This is interesting, though.
That's cool. God damn it.
There's like telegrams and stuff in there. Like,
oh, crap!
yeah, they got stuff from like different movies that had nothing to do with Last
Air
Crusade.
Jones, yep.
Whoa.
Oh, yep.
What? Oh yeah, yeah. The amulet. Oh yeah, there's. I think I don't know. It's not that one. There's sheet music from some of the Indiana Jones themes, just stuff they threw in just for fun.
Oh, did I ever tell you about how the Big Bang Theory fucking like punched a hole in the Indiana Jones movie?
Which one?
The Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh,
Yeah.
how?
Take Indiana Jones out of it. Nothing different would have happened.
No, I think if you take no, that's not true.
Okay, what part?
I mean the other movies. I was gonna just make
That's why I specifically said the Raiders of the Lost
yeah,
Ark.
blind statement. But if you take Indy out of Temple of Doom or especially Last Crusade, like the whole story arc changes.
That's cool.
Like you take him out of Crusade, like the Nazis get the journal, they find the Grail, then
He still would have drank it and died. He would have picked the wrong one. Because you remember the girl told him to
yeah,
pick one cup.
that's true too.
So really,
But I mean, honestly though, but you know what would have happened? Because Hitler, being so enthralled with the
he
occult,
was on one after the next.
he would have sent all the Jews in, guarantee it.
Drink till you
Go find it.
One of you don't die.
Yeah, so he would have got. Eventually, they would have found a way to get it.
Temple of Doom.
Is it
The Japanese map.
India? Oh yeah. China. Actually, no, I
Oh
don't know
my
if
God.
it's temple, but
The picture of the movie. Deutschmark.
yeah. See, a lot of these are like this is 1804 to 1857, 1881. And this is an old map. So like the borders are all old borders.
The borders are.
And the borders are
Borders are. Borders are.
that broad.
$1 You know, if you find one of these, keep it. A real one, man.
Yeah.
$1. Harrison Ford. Alright, let's get to the good.
Yeah, so you can tell it's digitized
Yeah,
when
but
they printed
still.
it. I mean, you could, if you wanted to get really, like if I got super adventurous, I could scan all these pages and then go over and ink them or get a program to actually the same Elder Props that did all the Evil Dead pages. That's what he did. And he went through and just one by one did all those pages.
Galahad.
But for what it is, I'm like, well, I'm happy with it. It's something you could actually sit down and read cover to cover.
Yeah.
And that's why I think one of the most impressive things about it was the whole thing's full. So you only get a lot of it is filler stuff. Oh, I don't know. Were you talking about
the trials?
Toward the back.
Here. I
Not.
don't want to damage
And
it.
I'm not. Well, I'm not worried about it. It's $30.
$30 is a full tank gas. Well, almost a full
No,
tank.
it's not. Not for me.
Not for me. It's about 45.
It's not.
2/3.
About 65 for me.
Yeah, about 2/3 of a tank of full gas. Full tank gas, me. Is that recording?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think.
Oh, that coffee's starting to make my head spin.
Yes. That's right. There's the Grail. The actual Grail. There it is. There's one of them.
Leap of faith. It was what? The penitent man will pass.
There it is. From here on, then you go through all that stuff.
No, you forgot the penitent.
It's keep going that way.
Leap of faith.
Yeah, that's the stuff that was prior to the actual trials. I think as you go, it should go through like a map and some trials, if I remember correctly. I know it's in there because I saw it. Exactly where, I don't remember.
Yeah, because
It's toward the back of that. I know that. Like the last third of the book.
Yep, the Oasis. Yeah.
That's the map with no name.
Yep. Yeah, because if you remember, the first trial was the penitent man will pass.
Right.
The second trial was the leap of faith.
The second trial was the
The
word of God.
The word of God.
Yeah.
And the third was the leap of faith. That's right. This is cool.
Yeah. That was one of those books I was like, yeah, that's like one of the ones I was looking for.
Get it back in the exact order it was.
Oh, good luck.
No, I did what I did for a reason. Oh, yeah, I gotta put this back.
Here you go. This is for your birth stuff.
Jesus Christ, hold on. I gotta put your property back.
Don't worry about it.
Too late, already started. Can't stop once I started. It stings. It really does. It stings the brain. That's why I did what I did in the exact way that I did it. Yeah, dude.
I still hadn't even gone through all those.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, you're going to be 40.
Hell yeah.
You're going to be an old fucker like
Fuck
me.
yeah. Hell yeah. I'm done with the 30s. Just so you fuckers out there who actually do watch this shit, they lied. Oh, being an adult is great. It's not that it's great. It's that they don't tell you everything the way it's going to go.
Yeah.
You get into your 20s, you're like, oh, cool, I'm an adult. I can have fun and be responsible
Well,
and have fun. So we drank and smoked and kept our jobs. And
I say our 20s is just, we're still teenagers, older.
we're of age to drink teenagers.
Yeah.
Here, I'll let
But I
you
think
do that
that's
part.
Yeah, that's fine. That's with everybody, though. Right?
30s, it was, all right, well, we got the families now.
I guess I
time
gotta
to buy
do-
a home.
I guess I
time
gotta
to be responsible and stop having so much
That was
fun.
like mid-30s.
Yeah.
Because still in 30s, I think I'll say this. Hitting 30 was more of an event, like a foe, than hitting 40. Like my birthday was a couple months ago. It didn't. It was nothing. Like it was another day. Like
Yeah.
like when I hit 30, I went, whoa, not in my 20s anymore. Birth.
Yes. That's all I wanted for my birthday.
Just
It was a newspaper.
Newspaper, like a housing newspaper from I think
I'm gonna open
2017 or
this, and it's
15,
going to be like a foam insert.
and it says birth again.
All right. Let's see what you
Yeah, this is for his fucking birthday this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
The old piece of shit.
Oh, dude. Really? I'm actually excited right now.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Oh, wow.
And I did it the right way this time.
Oh, you made this?
Yes, of course I did.
Dear God, dude. How fast did you make it? Or did you make this while you made that one?
No, actually, to be God's honest truth, I just finished it today. I
dude.
glued the end pages on. Finished gluing the cover yesterday, and I glued the end pages, the packing paper, whatever it is, on the front and back. Finished that today on my lunch break. Came home.
Now, which one is this?
That is part 2. I mean, it's got elements of part 1 in it, but it's primarily part 2. And there's a bunch of the extras in the back just to fill it
Got a
up.
wiener. Well, this birthday gift was worth it. No need to open the rest.
I opened to the right page.
Dude, this is awesome. I appreciate this.
Yeah, so.
Oh, cool, man.
And it gave me good practice to try different methods.
I'm not even, no, good. Not touching that one.
Yeah.
You practice like you knew.
Oh, you're touching it all right.
Oh, God.
You might not know it, but you will. Maybe in a day or two.
Wait a minute. These pages smell like chlorf.
How do you... Yes, again. I got a twofer today.
Dude, this is cool, man. This is really fucking cool. Evil Dead's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, that's the cover art from Ash vs. Evil Dead, just without the stitching. And I was like, I'm going to try something different with the actual staining on the cover, like the color scheme.
Okay, let's see if we can find them. Looking for the initials.
I think it's only in 1 or 2 of them. We
I've already 2 of them. I found at 18.
we were looking in the other one.
Yeah. There's the AT. There's the AT. Ninth Gate was always a good movie.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, we've had this discussion before.
Yeah. Like I said, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't bad. I didn't turn it off, so.
That says something.
Yeah, I turn a lot of... Even movies I like, I turn off sometimes. I'm like, dude, I really want to commit my time to watching this. No.
Hey, Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, Jason. Freddy. There's the guy. All right.
And some filler stuff. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Well, there you go.
Very much. Got my own Necronomicon. I'd show you the tattoo I have, the comparison, but that'd be weird.
It would be. So let's see.
No. No. Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Sure. So.
Gift, you asshole.
Huh?
Yes. This
What's he doing?
It's okay. I knew my chloroform cologne would work.
I just got
Joke's
it off.
on him. I built a tolerance to it.
I got it off the TikTok shop.
But how's it going, The Princess Bride? I poisoned both the cups. The iocane powder.
Oh yeah. See, he'd microdosed for how long?
Forget to build up a tolerance. Joke's on him. I'd take roofies to go to sleep.
Yeah, so that's
I've been up for 10 straight days.
that's volume 2.
That's cool, man. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I like the way I did. Like I just
Yeah.
etched that even deeper than the last one. But yeah, so there's another one in the books.
Wait a minute.
So
I gotta wait a month to bleed again in order to open this book. I'm talking about my myriad.
So that's our book club for this week, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Grail Diary from what the fuck movie is it from?
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
The Last Crusade.
Holy fuck!
It's a good read if you ever want immortality, and if you want other immortality.
The Necronomicon.
There's the Necronomicon.
You may have to be raped by a tree, though. It did happen in both the movies.
Or by, it's implied anyway, by elevator cables in Rise.
Oh, yeah.
They don't show it, but it's implied. Same thing with the remake, from what I gather. They don't actually show it, but it's implied.
Oh, in Rise?
Yeah, because I know Sam Raimi talks about, like, the first one. He's like, yeah, that was a little bold. Not really it's not really kind of a thing I'm proud of.
Oh, God.
You know, a woman getting raped by trees.
Well,
Or
for
more
God's sakes, she moans.
More specifically, a vine.
Yeah, it's a vine. And then in the remake, it was like a slug. like a broken off root slug that the whole thing goes in.
Yeah, I still haven't watched the remake. I actually
Really?
have it. I have it in my Amazon cart. I'm just gonna buy them because they have Ash vs. Evil Dead, the whole series.
Yes,
3
good
seasons
show.
for like, I think it's like $30.
That's still
And
Such
they have
a-
the remake for like 10 and Rise for like 12. So like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'll just buy them. That way I have the entire series.
okay. So
Wow, the entire
Ash vs. Evil Dead is to an Army of Darkness.
Yeah,
Very.
I watched the first one because it's free on Amazon.
Yeah, I watched it all when it was out.
Yeah, I watched the first one. I'm like, and that's exactly what it is. It's like comedy with horror. It's like comedy in a horror world.
Now,
Which is exactly what 2 and 3 were.
Evil-
Actually, no, 2.
Evil Dead and Evil Dead Rise, they go more for the straight up scare factor.
Yeah, Evil Dead Rise was more a return to because there was comedic things in it.
Yeah, there was some
Nowhere near as much as like 2 and, but it was there, and it was more cartoony. It was more like that, or not cartoon, comic book. Like it was more of that kind of over the top.
Oh yeah.
Evil Dead, from what because I mean, obviously doing these books, I did a lot of fucking research and all this stuff. So I've probably seen the movie just in clips and just script, all that stuff. Evil Dead, the remake, was just horror.
Oh yeah.
Like grotesque horror. There was no lightheartedness in it. It was just over the top.
No, when I first watched it, even after I watched it, because I was very skeptical at first.
So
I had to
that's
watch-
why I still haven't seen it because I was
I
like,
promise
I'm
you-
gonna fucking remake.
I promise you, it's not. It's not a letdown. And I
No,
say that-
everyone that I've watched, they say that this movie was needed for the franchise. They said it was fantastic. It was not
And it
Ash's
pays homage.
evil. It was not Ash's Evil Dead.
Well,
it
no,
was just Evil Dead.
I don't even mean the cabin in the woods.
Right.
Like
You're talking about
the car.
Yeah. What the hell is it's an Oldsmobile? I cannot remember.
Color Sierra.
No, it's an Oldsmobile. Shit, it's not a Cutlass. It's a set. What is it? 73. It's
Okay, Google. Okay, Google. What was the car Ash drove in The Evil Dead?
These are the top results.
Okay, Google. What was the car Ash drove in The Evil Dead?
According to IMDb, the yellow Oldsmobile
Delta
Delta
88.
88 that Ash drives is the same make, model, and color used in most of the movies directed by Sam Raimi.
It's an Oldsmobile Delta 88. I think it was like a 73 is what it was. It came out in 71 or 73, one of the two.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, that was in it, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's
The car's parked up there, and when I saw it, I go, all right, I'll give this movie a full watch because they at least paid homage.
Well, Bruce Campbell, and I don't know if Sam Raimi had anything to do with it. I think he was a producer maybe, but
Yeah.
I know Bruce Campbell was.
Oh, yeah.
And then he had this little like nonsensical cameo at the end where he just goes groovy, post-credit scene.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that, which never actually did anything. And Bruce Campbell is in Rise as well.
Yep.
So I was like, well, that's nice. And here's a nice little tidbit of information that I was like, well, that's good. After he did Ash vs. Evil Dead, he's like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore because it's a lot. He's what, 65 years old?
Yeah.
Like, it was a lot. Well, after the success of it, after the success of Evil Dead Rise, he's like, I'll come back again as Ash in a live action because they're doing an animated one, and he's gonna voice Ash.
Nice.
But after the success of
Evil Dead Rise.
Rise, he's like, I'd come back. I'm like, yes. And honestly, though, like he did 3 seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead, and that's got to be a lot. So, but it does suck. He's getting more up there in age. Like he's not going to do it forever. And that is one of those.
How? The guy read from the book. He should be able to live forever.
That is one of those things where you can't replace him. It's like Robert Englund and Freddy.
Yeah, no.
Like, you can't-
the guy who did the remake, it was
Jackie something or other.
Yeah.
He's an awesome actor.
He is.
And it sucks because he got. I mean, who wouldn't take that role? It's like, oh, wait, Freddy? Fuck yeah! Like
I would
that would
take
be an
it.
awesome. Yeah, but yeah, that's just
They made it
so iconic, mannerisms, voice, style. Like, you can't, like Ash, Freddy. There's certain characters like no, there's no one
Jason
else.
Voorhees. You can't.
No,
you can't
Jason can get away.
You can't make. No, you can't recreate that voice.
I know, right? Actually, he has talked, and 2 of them. He talked in 1. He's made sound in 2, including talking. It was like grunting or whatever in the second one, and I think in Jason Goes to Hell, he actually right before at the beginning of the movie when they blow him up, I think he screams "mommy."
Oh yes.
Yeah. So he has talked technically, and that was Kane Hodder in that movie.
Yes, it was.
So I guess, but Michael Myers and Jason you can get away with because they're voiceless relatively.
Yeah.
And
Pinhead,
faceless. Like, yeah, Pinhead's another one. That's one.
You can't.
I wouldn't put it in the same level as like Freddy and them, but I would. That's another one to be like, no, you can't really replace that. But yeah, when Jackie, what the hell's his name? Not Hadley or whatever.
Hold on. Okay, Google.
Who played Rorschach?
Who played Rorschach in The Watchmen?
Rorschach was played by Jackie Earle Haley and Eli
Jackie
Snyder.
Earle Haley. Yeah, okay.
And he's a good.
Yeah, he's awesome, but that's just one. Was like 2 things. Go ahead.
Well, the 2 problems, the where they messed up out the gate with that one was they made him a pedophile.
Well, it was always implied he was.
But he
right from. I mean, even Wes Craven says that they just didn't go down that road because it would have gotten a lot of backlash.
He was like a child killer.
No, it was implied he was a pedophile. If you go, especially if you go into like Nightmare on Elm Street, like the Final Nightmare, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
It's always been implied that he was a pedophile, especially in like the later ones. Not so much in the first one. What are they doing? Drilling out there?
I was gonna say.
Anyway, so it was always implied he was a pedophile. And in the remake, they just went for it, which I wasn't. It was weird, and I think
it set an uneasy tone.
Yeah, which is what they were going for.
Yeah, but right there, you can't get into a character or even let an act. You can't let an actor even try to bring their attempt to the table when you've already made the character so uneasy to accept.
Right.
The minute I started watching it, like, no offense, the remake of Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay movie. And I say that only because with the first Jason, the camera, the footage, the acting, just the whole the problem was the first movie made such an impact when it came out. Mm-hmm. It set the template for the sequels. Right. Now, yeah, just like the Friday Night, just like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, the Pinhead, the Hellraiser movies, the Halloween movies. There have been some ups and downs, but you always had like, okay, how does it compare to the most enjoyable? When you take something like Jason, the remake, Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake, Halloween, the remake. When you compare it to the original, it's like it's either it goes above and beyond, or it just doesn't because you took a different approach.
It's hard to top those kind. Here's the thing with the Friday the 13th remake, the movie itself was generic, like it's just generic slasher movie was 2009.
Like I said, it was okay.
Jason in the movie I thought was fantastic. Like Derek Mears, who played Jason, awesome, because they made Jason like a major threat again. Like he ran. I mean, at the beginning sequence where he kills off those 4 teens or whatever the hell, and he fucking runs toward the last one. I like at that sequence. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like brutal, and like a lot of people didn't like the fact that they explained how he got from A to B so quick with the underground like mining system. I didn't mind that, and they showed him he lived off the land. He was a scavenger and he was a survivalist, like hunting wise. Like he'd trap people. I'm like, I was fine with that.
But that's just it. That's where I had an issue with it. Like I said, it was a good movie. It was okay. But come on, when you look at the original Jason, there was no guarantee he had these supernatural abilities. Once again, it was implied.
Not until 6.
Exactly.
And 2 through 4, he was just someone who had high pain threshold, like a high pain tolerance. And 5, he obviously was dead. It was a fake Jason. But in 6 is when he became basically Frankenstein. Like, he was resurrected, he was dead, lightning hit the thing. Like, he was a fucking zombie. That's when he went like, okay, Jason is like the supernatural thing.
But that's just it. It was always implied that you never guaranteed that he had some sort of supernatural abilities.
I would say the one that more goes with that is, again, until part 6, was Michael Myers. Michael Myers is the one that there was no clear anything. For the longest time, like, no, he's supposed to be only a man, but he keeps fucking coming back. That's why in the first movie they call him the Shape. He was only supposed to be like the personification of evil.
Who, Mike Myers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was never supernatural. He was just he was the shape of evil. So again, I use the Shape. It wasn't until the Curse of Michael Myers part 6 is when you're like, oh, he's the Curse of Thorn, and you actually like the stars aligned, and it's a family curse that goes down. You haven't seen it?
I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched much past Halloween 3 except for the remakes.
That's fine. I mean, part 4, do yourself a favor, because that's when they brought Michael Myers back, because there's such backlash when 3 came out. It's like, where the fuck's Michael Myers? Which 3 is an awesome movie. It just suffered back then because everyone wanted Michael Myers, but later, like now, everyone's like, actually 3 is fucking good.
Yeah.
But 4 came out, and it was fucking good. 5 came out, and it was like, well, fine. And then The Curse of Michael Myers came out, and you're like, what the fuck am I watching?
And then wasn't there one with Exhibit?
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes.
That was Resurrection.
Okay.
It was Resurrection. Anytime, like, I think Cinemassacre, the Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe covered this before. Anytime you have, like, they just lost inspiration in just naming them, like, it was like RoboCop Reloaded and like Halloween Resurrection, like Resurrection, Reloaded, Revenge, Aftershock, or whatever the fuck. Like, there's like, just fucking call it something. Like, that's what we're calling it.
Jason 27, Thanksgiving.
Jason backs up again, or some fucking stupid ass shit.
No, but that's just it. Once you take the key elements that made the character what it was and shift it or explain something, you sort of put that like, I liked the mystery.
Oh yeah, the mystery is way better. It's like, again, with Michael Myers. I think that's the problem with when they came out with the remakes, or not the remakes, the sequels, the true sequels, as John Carpenter calls it. Like, it goes from 1 to 2018. Like, everything in between doesn't count.
Yeah.
They brought back, like, they got rid of Michael Myers as the younger brother of Laurie Strode. They got rid of that. They got rid of the Curse of Thorn bullshit. They got rid of all that. Like, none of that was there anymore. It went from part 1 all the way to 2018, 40 years later. And they brought that mystery back. It's like, no, it's just a psychotic fucking guy who's just unhinged. And
Halloween Ends wasn't bad, though.
Halloween Ends was...
It wasn't as good as it could have been.
It was a letdown, and I think John Carpenter kind of got that. I heard word that he's going to do another one. I'm not sure. I might have heard wrong somewhere or somewhere else. Someone else is going to do another one in like another 5 years. Of course they are. They fucking... None of those... As long as people sit here and talk about this shit, whether they like it or hate it, same as Star Wars, same as all these things, people are going to fucking go watch it. And they're going to keep pumping them out. How many times has Godzilla died? Like 5 fucking times in 37 movies.
So technically he's winning.
And that's not even an exaggeration. He's died like 4 or 5 times in 37 fucking movies. I'm talking about like the live act, not like anime and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's like 40 something.
There's
but
a lot of that.
he's died. And he keeps coming back. How Jason dies at like the end of every fucking movie. He keeps coming back. Michael Myers disappears. Freddy's died fucking, 9 times?
Enough.
He keeps coming back. And how many Deadites do we have to kill before we actually...
Before the book stops bringing them back.
Yeah. Stop opening the damn book. That's all you gotta do. Yeah.
See, that's why our kids will survive.
Here we are.
Like, we've watched these movies.
Not even
You
opening
see
it.
the fucking book? Don't touch it.
I'm out.
Oh, look. It's a face on a book. Throw some dirt on it. Walk away.
Here's how bad it is.
Jumanji.
Here's how...
Not playing that game.
Here's how bad it is, though. We're not even at the point of opening the book. I'm fucking making them. And giving them to friends. Here you go, everybody.
Have you heard the word of our good Lord and Savior, Deadite? Bruce?
But... So, yeah. You know. Jeez. I don't
gotta
know
love
what the
it.
hell we were talking about. Oh, Jackie, playing the role of whatever.
Oh,
there's certain
well,
roles like Ash in them that you just, can't be recast. So, again, Bruce Campbell's 65 or whatever he is. So the question is what's going to happen? Oh, actually, the last 2 movies that came out proved that the series can go on without Bruce.
Yeah.
You'll lose that Bruce, that kind of like, this is a bumbling hero. He's a badass, but everywhere else in life, he's a fuck up.
Yeah.
You'll lose that with Bruce anyway. But if Rise and the remake in 2013 has shown anything, it's shown that the franchise has tons of fucking life in it.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of Bruce Campbell. And that's awesome. That makes me happy.
And he helped develop it.
Yeah.
So even if he does walk away from it, let's say he lives another 20 years, maybe 2 or 3 more movies comes out, he knows, like, whether I'm there or not, that's my baby.
Yeah. So that's good.
Hell yeah.
Now, as far as like the other franchises go, I don't know. Like Hollywood has just kind of fumbled and bumbled the last 15, 20 years, so who the hell knows? Friday the 13th is in like legal nightmare and everything with Paramount and Sean Cunningham, and that's why nothing's being done with Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So who the hell knows what's going to happen with that? I don't know if anything's going to happen with Freddy. I don't know if Robert Englund's done with the role. I mean, he's up there in age too. He was born like 49 or something like that.
Hold on. Okay, Google. How old is Robert Englund?
77 years old.
Yeah. I mean, Kane Hodder's right up there too. He's got to be not that.
He was born in 47.
I think actually Kane Hodder just turned 70 this year, like a couple weeks ago.
But he still looks good, though.
Yeah, they're still sharp.
I mean, Robert Englund, yeah, dude.
I mean, Kane Hodder's been through a little more abuse and bull. Like Kane.
I mean, if
Robert-
anything, he looks more Freddy now than he did with
I know,
the makeup.
right? You know what's funny? I was watching an interview with him, and his face has like that red like blotches and stuff. I'm like, I wonder if that's from years of makeup and shit, and it's just like
Very well could be.
not
Sorry.
staining, but just like.
Yeah, come on, dude. I guarantee that smile, he can still do it.
No one else can fucking do that though. Like no one else can do that role.
I would love to meet him.
And yeah, that's one. There's a few I'd like to meet. I'd like to meet him. I'd like to meet Nick Castle before he dies. He played Michael Myers in the first movie.
Yep.
Primarily, there was like 3 or 4 actors in that, including a woman.
Inside Out. Wasn't it Inside Out William Shatner mask?
No, it was
Just
just
a
it was
regular-
a William Shatner mask. They cut the sideburns off, cut the eyes wider, and spray painted the mask white, and then spray painted the hair black or dark brown or whatever the hell it was, and then just slicked it back. Like that's all it was. Finding that mask online, good fucking luck. The William Shatner one, because I was like, oh, that would be awesome to have like the William Shatner mask, like the unaltered one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really? How much?
more than I'm willing to pay for it. I've seen a few of like $150, $200, $250. I'm like, I'm not paying that much for that. It would be cool to have, but I'm not. If I saw it for like Trick or Treat Studios, those masks are $70.
Yeah.
Like if I saw it for that, I'm like, all right.